the Rangers Journal now.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mitch from the Rangers Journal. You're joining us for a new segment about pre-match predictions and pre-match lineups ahead of today's game against Motherwell. I suspect that we're going to see probably more or less the same lineup. Maybe Yefty replaced with Ridvan at the back, and maybe a recall for Nico Raskin. But I think ahead of the 2nd of January, we may very well kick off with Cora Barron in the middle. Up top, we may very well recall Danilo back to the starting lineup and rest Igamani. But time will tell there. As always, I'd probably prefer to have Dessers in there. I'm expecting from the team a big solid performance, a lot of bounce back there from the disappointment at St Mirren, and I would be very, very disappointed if we didn't have 3 points in the bag. If you're going to ask me for a scoreline prediction, I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-1 or 3-0. Alright, thank you.
Sense on the upcoming game against Motherwell Park on Sunday. Looking back on the previous game against St Mirren, we're going to need big improvements across the whole park. I would be considering dropping Jack Butland. That kind of error has cost us, it's cost us a penalty and cost us a draw at least, if not the defeat. He needs to know that he's not undroppable, and I would be giving Liam Kelly a start to put that message out there to him. Now, will the manager do something like that when he's on a kind of sugary peg as it is? Is he going to go against the supposed the senior figures in the team? I doubt it, but I would like to see it. We're really limited in options in defence. You're probably going to start to have it right back and have Sterling and Proper in the middle. I've not heard how bad the injury to Balogun was, and I'd be keeping Jefty at left back. I wouldn't be starting Ridvan. I think you need to have Raskin back in the team, and I've liked him playing with Diamandi and Hadji as well. Bayrami needs to have a look at himself. He's come in with a good reputation, and he's done well at points, but the performance the other night there was just not worthy of a Rangers player, never mind one of the players we're going to be relying on. So I'd just like to see Danilo and Igamani start up front with someone supporting them, probably Czerny. That's the most likely. And kind of go from there. We really need to try and get on the score sheet and come out firing. I know we don't necessarily do that too often, but come out firing, try and get an early goal or two and settle it down. Because we go into next week really back on a downer from, getting a good result against Spurs and narrowly losing the cup final. We were, I guess, kind of upbeat. We just need to get through these two games and then play them at Ibrox. But they've really put the negative feelings back on, and I really do think the manager's position is probably past the point of untenable. But if it isn't at the moment and it has a defeat in either of the next two games, especially against Celtic, then I think he'll be gone. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the upcoming game. I do see us winning. I see us winning maybe 3-1, and we'll, I guess, see what happens on Sunday. Cheers.
The name's Ross Graham. I'm giving my scoreline prediction ahead of Rangers v Motherwell tomorrow for the Rangers Journal. I think it's going to be a bit of a backlash following the very poor performance the other night on Boxing Day. I think it's going to be 3-1 to Rangers. I think there would have been a few home truths spoken. I think we all know that it needs to be a much better defensive performance, and we need to be vastly better than we were in the first half in terms of chance creation. But here's hoping that we can get things back on the rails as we look ahead to some big games coming up, both in Europa League and domestically, obviously with the Old Firm on the 2nd. So here's hoping for 3 points.
Sunday's match at Motherwell will be another difficult away match because we always make away matches harder than they need to be. I'm expecting Jack Butland to retain his place in goals. Back four of James Tavernier, Dujon Sterling, Proper, and I would bring in Ridvan to freshen up. Middle of the park, I'm going Nico Raskin, Diomande and Hadji. Front three of Igamani, Danilo and Czerny. Most important that we get to having two attackers on the pitch after somehow changing it on Thursday against St Mirren. It's really just about winning. A performance would be fantastic, but it'll be a tough game. but it's about how Rangers approach it, how we play with a tempo, move the ball quickly, and everything that we've done in the first 15-20 minutes of the second half on Thursday, if we can show that for longer, we will win the 3 points. I'm going for a 3-1 Rangers win.
Prediction for Motherwell versus Rangers at Fir Park on the 29th of December. We really need to start picking up points away from home. You know, our record's not great, only 3 wins in 8. After a disappointing game, you know, on Boxing Day against St Mirren, we really need to turn this back around again after a decent spell of football. You know, I think we need to sort ourselves out a bit, you know, with the big game coming up on the 2nd. I'd like to think that if Jack Butland's struggling, why not play Liam Kelly in goal? That's the whole point of a backup. But, you know, if Butland's fit, then he's fit. I think obviously the back four kind of picks itself at the moment. We're really struggling for defenders, especially if we need Balogun fit. We don't really know if he's going to be available for the Celtic game, but at the moment it'll be Tavernier, Sterling, Proper, Jeff Day. I think Nico Raskin's undroppable at the moment. I think we can all agree that he makes a difference when he came on, although the result didn't go our way. I think he'll probably play alongside Diamande. We can only play one of Hadji or Badrami. We need to play Egaman and Danilo. We can't play this 4-2-3-1 that's not worked. Czerny's kind of picked himself, and you know, I think we need to go back to doing the things that were working. He needs to stop chopping and changing it. It's not good enough. And you know, I think at the end of it, we need to, if we do the things right that we had been doing, then we can build up more momentum and get the victory. A well-needed victory away from home. Like I say, our record's not been good enough. So I will say 2-0 to Rangers. I hope everybody that goes to it enjoys it.
It's Dave from the Rangers Journal with my predictions for the Motherwell v Rangers game, due to be played at Fir Park on the 29th of December, 3 o'clock. So, looking at the team, I think we are going to see a few changes. Obviously the St Mirren game did not go well, was not the ideal preparation, especially when you think after the Motherwell game we've got an Old Firm coming up. Looking at goals, I think he will proceed to play Butland. I think if you're going to rest him, the St Mirren game was actually the time to do it. There is an argument that after that howler, potentially Kelly should get a chance, but I expect Clement will keep the faith with Butland for that one. Looking at the defence, I think Tavernier starts at right back. More than anything else, I think, because we need Sterling in the middle, and I think he will probably play alongside Proper because we ain't got anybody else. Bit of a concern after Proper's sub-appearance for Balogun. We just have to hope that he's got that out of his system. I don't think we've really got much other choice at the minute until we get some bodies back. Looking on the left, I think Jefte will start. Ridvan came on, didn't exactly set the header alight, so I would imagine Jefte will continue there. I think in the middle, similar story. Barron came on, didn't exactly set the header alight, went off early, so I suspect in that one we'll see Raskin and Dio, and then further forward I think we'll see Czerny, Hadji, Danilo and Igman as the front four. I think Bayrami had a bit of a stinker in the St Mirren game. Not purely his fault, plenty others at fault as well, but I think that will earn him a trip to the bench. This has to be about restoring some kind of confidence prior to the Old Firm. I think we were in a good place. We did a decent run. Yeah, there was a few draws, but you look at the calibre of the opponents and you could argue that that's still a good result. However, the St Mirren one can't be dressed up any other way. That was awful. And now we have to play our strongest team to build a bit of momentum before we go into that Celtic game. I do think we'll bounce back in this one, and I'm expecting something like a 3-0 win. I think there'll be goals. I don't think there'll be masses of goals. Worth noting, Motherwell have conceded one of the higher number of goals in the league, so there's definitely opportunity there if we start with the right tactics, formation and players. Thanks for listening.
Hello there folks, my name's Rob Parran. I'm here to give my predicted lineup, score prediction and opinion about the game tomorrow, Motherwell versus Rangers. So I think the team will line up as Butland in goal, Tav, Sterling, Proper and Hefty as a back four, Diamandi and Raskin as the middle two, and then your front four being Hadji, Bijrami, Cherny, and probably go Eganman up front. I do think that there'll be some harsh truths from the manager after the disappointing defeat to St Mirren on Boxing Day. Hopefully they come out with a far better performance first half and second half. I'm hoping for a 2-0 win. Hopefully that'll get us through to the game on the second with a bit more positivity going into the new year fixture. So looking forward to it. Hopefully you catch the pre-match thoughts and post-match reaction tomorrow after the game on the Rangers Journal channel. You find us on all the socials and we will see you soon. Thanks.